Welcome to this Divine Masculine Tarot Energies forecast for the week of August 30th through September 5th, 2021. But it's good for any time if you happen to have landed here sometime after this date, after the date I just said. It's still now. It's still appearing in consciousness. So anything that, watch the reading. Anything that comes through to you that clicks, that is a message for you to consider, to meditate, to reflect upon, as well as anything you want to push away. Okay, and I've chosen 3 cards. I'm back to my, this is my go-to deck almost all the time, but every once in a while I need a break and I need to, I like to explore different decks just for the freshness and looking at different images and seeing how they also relate to the other images that I know so well in a different tarot deck, for example. But I'm back to my go-to deck, which is the Gilded Royale by Cyril Marchetti. I just love the deck. I don't know, other than that, that's all I'm going to say. And I'm using a 3-card spread. What I like to do, this spread, I didn't give any particular meanings to the positions. Often in a 3-card spread, people will use past, present, future, overview, problem, solution. There are many different, you can make up anything really for these 3 positions that suits your purposes. But I like to quite often read as a whole, because each card is sort of a fragment of a certain influence or psychological force, inner or external force, that's acting upon us. All right, and I guess it's kind of like if you got an astrology reading. I don't know if any of you, if you have had an astrology reading before, if you've ever purchased a computerized astrological report. But if you go to an actual astrologer, they can actually put all these things together for you, because a computerized report will say, you have Venus in Libra, or something, and then you've got Mars influencing you this way. So like, you love beauty and you're really get along with people and your social charisma and things like that, but you're really tough and mean and hard-nosed. And you get all these fragments and you're wondering how to put them together. Well, that's what it is, because ultimately that's what the spiritual path is about. The first part of it is sort of disidentifying, if you will, with these thoughts, feelings, sensations, anything that you can perceive within yourself that's an expression of some kind of psychological force. And sometimes things come up that are quite unruly and challenging to deal with. They're very intense. And you need tools, you need some kind of way to deal with it. And that's one of the things I love about tarot. And actually, if you go to my website, I also work with people, something I call inner alchemy. And that is a way, you need tools to help you to soften or dissolve the energies of these psychological forces so that they can be transformed into something more creative and expressive, and even in terms of goodwill, as opposed to something negative. Quite a few of these energies can be, and they can come up, and if we don't have the tools to deal with them, they take us over and we act them out. So these cards can be a way of dialoguing with all these different psychological forces that are in conflict with each other. But you need to first of all know who you really are in order to be able to work with these energies. Otherwise, you identify with each energy as it comes up. You think that's who you are, and it takes you over and you act it out. So in a nutshell, this reading is going to be about a holistic way of looking at it. In a nutshell, this week we've got some reasons for celebration. You're going to be feeling emotion on an emotional level. You're feeling some joy coming through, some joy spilling into your life, even in terms of with your relationships with other people, in terms of teamwork and collaboration and things going well. You're just going to feel good about it, because also money is good. Maybe it doesn't look good right now, but they're saying the cards are saying that money is either forthcoming. If you're owed money or if you've been waiting for money, it's coming. It might even be a windfall, or you're in a position where you can actually spend money. You've actually got disposable income, so to speak, some disposable income to all your bills are paid. You can relax a little bit on the financial front. You feel secure financially. Okay, there's financial security. And this card is this energy is represented by the Six of Pentacles card. I should mention the first card was the Three of Cups, but I'm going to break it down later. And then, but at the same time, there's an undertone of disappointment and disillusionment. What I get from this card and the blend is that it's wanting to change something from the past, the recent past. So maybe you said something hurtful to somebody, or somebody said something hurtful to you, and you wish you could go back in time and change that somehow, and you're still holding on to that, and it's an emotional feeling of loss. Maybe something you had a different idea about somebody, and it's kind of been shattered in some way now, so that you're feeling this disappointment. Now let's break down the cards. The first card, where I was talking about the teamwork and the collaboration, is represented by the Three of Cups. And if you look at the picture, you can see, I find it so difficult to look at the camera on these, the landscape view with the phone. Anyway, Three of Cups. So you see that, the cups are overflowing, and the water is representing the emotions. There's so much light and joy and spiritual connection, with sort of suggested with the purple colors as well as the light, and blending in with the physical and the passion and the joy and the communication with the red and the blue and the gold. Clothing that the three characters in the picture are wearing. They're dancing, they're floating about together, creating a pattern. Okay, so, but that's blending in with, here, the Six of Pentacles. You see this guy's weighing out pentacles, symbolizing, resources or money, and giving it to these people waiting with their hands to receive it. So it's about giving and receiving. You're either receiving money, or you're in a position where you can share your money. And this card is considered quite often to be a lucky card. It's one of those sort of traditionally fortunate cards that has a little bit more oomph or power in a spread. So this is sort of making the reading overall positive, and about this week about money is okay, and whatever, no matter how it looks right now, it's okay. And the last card is the Five of Cups, and you can see he's feeling disappointed. He's focused on the Three Cups that are spilled over, which is the past. Something in the past. It could be even a second ago. That's the past. A nanosecond ago is the past. A microsecond or whatever. But it could have been a little bit longer ago. And then the Two Cups are upright behind him. So with the light, you see the light behind those Two Cups. So he will eventually, hopefully, this representing you will realize and learn from this. Because when we want to change the past, we actually don't want to, we need to integrate everything that happens. It's like a tree with the rings. Imagine a tree, and every sort of year you see a new ring around it. So every event, every experience leaves some kind of a mark on us, you could say, psychologically. And so we need to integrate these experiences. If we never face it, if we're not facing it, like he's not facing all of the cups, he's just focused on what happened and how he can't, he wants to change it. We're pushing it away. When we want to change the past, we're actually pushing it away. We're not integrating it. We need to look at it and accept, because it's almost like there's another conflict within us. There's sort of the inner saint inside of us, where we think, oh, I'm such a good person. This is very obviously biased and subjective, but we have that aspect inside of ourselves. We think, I'm a good person, and no matter what we do, even if it's very not selfish, at least very self-centered quite often, we still have this idea. But then we think, on the other hand, I'm a bad person, I'm a sinner, I'm no good, I'm not worthy. So this conflict. And when we want to change the past, it's like we're looking at something maybe we said or somebody else said, and we project one of those onto it, and we don't want to accept that that's actually just what happened, and look at it fully, not by analyzing or trying to figure it out, but just looking at it and saying that's what happened, and looking at it with a vaster, sort of deeper intelligence that gives life to thought, actually. okay? And just looking at it with your heart, you could say, and realizing that's what happened. How can I learn from this? And just accepting that it is what happened. And when you can do that, you can release yourself from the past, from wanting to change it. And you can even, realize also at a deeper level that you cannot change the past. You can just learn from it and integrate it. And when you face it. So that's what this card's about. There's something we need to face about the past that we want to change, but otherwise it's a great week. There's going to be joy and celebration, feelings and creativity, energies coming through, as well as financial windfalls or payments that have been withholding, or you're just going to be okay to spend money on a few little things maybe that you want or need. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And by the way, I have a free tarot course. It's super easy for you if you are just beginning to be interested in tarot. It's far from in-depth. It can be done, as a matter of fact, in about 30 to 45 minutes. I designed it that way on purpose so that it wouldn't take much time. Everybody's busy, but at least you can get an overview. And then from there, if you want to go further in tarot, you've got a little bit of a decent foundation of some of the fundamentals. That's on my website. Check that out in the link below, as well as you can schedule a reading with me on my website as well, of course. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.